Morning, guys. So I got dressed, put some real clothes on, got dressed to go to the store to get some OJ for you, Leslie, and you, Carmina, so I can show you my margaritas. But before I do that, I wanted to make a frittata. I love making frittatas, and I love that frittatas can literally be whatever you have left over in the fridge. I love to make frittatas out of my leftover grilled veggies, asparagus, zucchini. Mushrooms doesn't matter, you throw it in there with eggs. But many of you might not make frittatas. So, all right. So I started with, if you have a cast iron skillet, use it. It's perfect, particularly for frittatas. So I did onions, bell. I had a green pepper. We're all about using whatever's in the fridge these days, right? So I had red pepper and green pepper and onion. So I cut them up and sauteed them with a little bit of avocado oil in the cast iron skillet. I have 10 eggs. I think a lot of frittatas actually call for 8 eggs. I don't know why, but this is a big skillet and I have a lot of peppers, so I did 10. And guys, do not break all your eggs into the same bowl. To piggyback on yesterday's topic about how chicken grosses me out, eggs gross me out too. I actually cracked my eggs in a separate bowl like you should and put them in here, and you should, because the 10th egg in here was bloody, and if I would have cracked it into the whole thing, I would have been so grossed out I would have thrown the whole 10 eggs out, but I only threw that 1 egg out. I also, the women in my family, my mom, my sister, and myself, we have to take that little umbilical cord. There's 2 of them. There's one big one and one little one. They're disgusting. I take a spoon and take those umbilical things off. When people tell me they don't know what I'm talking about, I just want to be like, have you ever cracked an egg? Have you ever looked at an egg? They have an umbilical cord. But anyways, I digress. 10 eggs, a little bit of water right here. Once again, I'm using what I have in my, you know what? I haven't seasoned the eggs yet. So I'm just going to put a little bit of salt in here. Instead of, I'm going to do, you know what? It's Mexican. I'm doing a Mexican frittata. So I'm going to do a little bit of cumin. Do you say cumin or cumin? I think it's actually cumin, but I feel funny saying it that way, so I say cumin. It goes a long way. Don't overdo it with that, or it's a very overpowering spice. I also have some chipotle chili pepper, so I'm going to give it a little chipotle flair, and I'm going to put some chipotle pepper in there. Let me show you how easy a frittata is. Holy moly. This may not even be enough eggs. This is going to be a funky frittata now that I'm looking at this, because I have a lot of cheese and stuff to put in here. I had a few corn tortillas left over from last week that I stuck in the freezer, because I freeze everything. I think I've told you guys. So I just defrosted a few of them, and I put them in here. I'm going to put some corn tortillas in here too. I didn't do anything to them, except for cut them into strips. I could have fried them and then put them in. That would have been good. But I'm trying to get out of here. I just want to make this before I leave to get to the store. So look, I just mixed the corn tortillas in there. I'm just going to pour it in here. Here's the deal. I'm probably, going to be the only one eating this. Actually, Rob might eat this, so I probably should have chopped these a little bit finer. I love veggies, so I don't care that the peppers and onions are rough chopped in here. If I was making them for a brunch for y'all to come over, I would have been more particular about how I cut them, but I don't mind a big chunky veggie with my eggs. All right, so I've got peppers, onions sauteed in here, and then I have 10 eggs and some strips of corn tortillas. And of course I put the cumin and the chipotle pepper and a little bit of salt. This was a little block of, what was this? Do I have the paper lying around? I have this, for like a charcuterie board, or for, not a charcuterie, my daughter will correct me, charcuterie is meat, it's not cheese. Every time I say that. I had some miscellaneous cheeses laying around for a cheese board. And this is smoked black pepper and white cheddar. Yum. I was going to use just the generic Mexican shredded cheese pack that I have in the fridge, but when I saw this, much better. So this is all I'm doing. All I'm doing. I'm putting that whole little block of, 7 ounces it says, in here. And I'm just going to put it here. I'm going to cook this on the stove. You guys, I have, this house, this is a very old kitchen. I have an electric stove now. It's ancient. It's a Chambers. Look at it online. This little piece right here pops up and it's a broiler. I hate electric skillets. I can't control my heat. If you're a cook, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm learning. So, I mean, I'm gonna say like maybe 6 minutes on here to kind of brown the eggs a little bit around here. And then I'm gonna take this skillet, I'm gonna use pads because by that time this cast iron is gonna be hot. Take it and I'm gonna put it in my tiny little double ovens. I've always wanted double ovens, but these are tiny ones. So when I redo my kitchen, they'll be bigger. But you know what? I love you little tiny ovens because they're working just fine. Don't break down on me, tiny ovens, don't break down. So that's gonna go in 375, 400, whatever. And I'll monitor it maybe 15 minutes to finish cooking the eggs through. Yum, perfect. And then I'll let it cool and I will cut them up and I will eat off of it for a couple of days, but I will freeze most of this. I'll section them off in wedges and individually freeze them so I can take them out. And then you don't have to buy those like Costco egg bite things. The only other thing I can say is, guys, eat the whole egg. Google it. The yolk is really good for you. It's got properties in there that are good. You don't have to make this with egg whites. The yolks have the flavor. Use the yolks. But I'll let you know how it is. I'll take a picture after. But I can tell you right now it's going to be good. Yum. All right. Have a great Sunday. I'll be back with margaritas later. Bye.